Bring in our international affairs commentator, Douglas Herbert. Doug, so much to discuss here, but let's start with this because even before those closing arguments begin, we had the former U.S. president who's been weighing in.
He's been weighing in, as he has been really throughout this trial.
Violating gag order after gag order.
He had violated gag orders throughout this trial. There's been a pattern of bashing the investigation, calling this a witch hunt, going after bashing witnesses, perceived intimidation of witnesses. All of that were the reasons for the gag orders. Well, right up until the eve of these closing arguments by both the prosecution and defense, he tweeted yesterday on X platform, basically saying, railing against the fact, you could see it there, all in capitals, why is a corrupt government allowed to make the final argument in the case against me? Why can't the defense go last? Big advantage, very unfair, witch hunt. That has been his sort of signature claim throughout this trial and all the other cases against him. Listen, the fact of the matter is, it is absolutely standard legal procedure in American jurisprudence, has nothing to do with singling out Donald Trump, for the prosecution, which has the burden of the proof, to make its arguments last in criminal trials. So the defense goes first, and I will note that the defense actually went last in the opening argument, so it's reverse order. Defense goes first in the closing arguments, prosecution, burden of the proof, the rebuttal goes last. So this isn't an argument to be litigated or tweeted about. This is just standard
how it happens.
How it happens, legal procedure. But it does show it's a mark of that final defiance. Trump obviously has given often to tweeting in all capital letters to drive home his point. But this goes to the heart of what a lot of the judges' frustration has been with Donald Trump throughout this trial, really trying to pull out all stops to try to literally put a lid on Donald Trump's comments that he feared could skew the case, could skew witnesses, could intimidate witnesses. So this is all part of that pattern, basically railing against the fact that he isn't getting in the last word when this is standard procedure.
So what will the prosecution and the defense, for that matter, what will both sides try to be doing today?
Right. Well, there are 12 jurors, right? And they have to have a unanimous verdict. All the defense is looking for is one angry juror, one defiant juror who goes against the grain, who holds out against the will of the 11 remaining jurors. That's all they need. And what the defense is, what the prosecution is going to do is drive home the point that it has tried to make through calling 20 witnesses throughout this trial. The defense called 2. Having reams of emails, and also playing a surreptitious recording of Donald Trump back in 2016, allegedly coordinating a payment to another woman, not the porn actress Stormy Daniels, but a different woman. All of this, the prosecution is going to hammer home the point that Donald Trump doctored his own company's business records in order to conceal a $130,000 payment to this former adult film star Stormy Daniels, all in a part of a broader bid to influence the outcome of the election. I.e., Donald Trump did not want this information leaking in the days just before the 2016 election, which he ended up winning, that he had an extramarital affair, allegedly, a sexual encounter with this adult film actress many years earlier. It dates back to 2006. The defense is going to be doing just the opposite. They're going to be taking the undisputed facts are the hush money. A payment was made. That is undisputed, $130,000. Defense is going to try to poke holes in the credibility of what has been the prosecution's star key witness, Michael Cohen, Donald Trump's former lawyer, fixer, who basically said that Donald Trump signed off on everything, that he is the one who is very much aware, contrary to his denials, of the fact that these hush money payments were being made to Stormy Daniels, that he denies wrongdoing, but he was very much in the know, and that he is the one who was basically overseeing and coordinating these payments. Prosecution, the defense is going to try to make the jury believe you can't believe this former fixer because he himself is a serial liar. He himself had been convicted in the past and spent time in jail.
And very quickly, Doug, what happens now? Does Donald Trump just go back onto the campaign trail?
Well, first of all, nothing can prevent Donald Trump from continuing to campaign. Technically, Donald Trump can campaign, and technically, Donald Trump could even be president from a jail cell. The Secret Service is reportedly actually preparing for the possibility that Donald Trump could potentially be spending some time in jail, even a short time. They have some contingency scenarios for how to handle a situation, unprecedented, obviously, in U.S. history, of a former president in a jail cell while he is the presumptive nominee for a major party for the next presidential election in just a few months' time. But what will come next after the closing arguments, obviously, very heavily litigated instructions from the judge, Juan Merchan, to the jury That also has been the subject of heated arguments, how the jury will be, the instructions by which they will be subject when they are deliberating this case, how long those deliberations could take. They could start as early as tomorrow if closing arguments are wrapped up today, and they could go anywhere from a few hours to a few days to longer. We just don't know at this point. It's very hard to read juries, and even legal experts steer way clear of that.
It's amazing we're having this discussion at all. Thank you very much for that, Douglas. Douglas Herbert there.